Well, race fans, this has been interesting. This is Marty Wren for the North American Grand Prix, and we've been having technical difficulties tonight. Made some temporary fixes and figured we'd try to catch the end of the race. So, to recap, this is the Thursday Night GT Series, last race, championship race of the season, with all the marbles on the line. And in the booth tonight, with me is Jon Ludden. How you doing, Jon?
I'm doing well, Marty. Good to be here.
Cool. How's everything looking on your end?
Looks good. Everything looks and sounds good.
Well, let's get the broadcast app up and running so we can see what we've missed. So it looks like we got a running order of Jon Ludden in the lead, with Brad Mary second, Andrew Adamson third, Kevin Kirkbride is fourth, and Al Merrimont is fifth.
Yep, except it wasn't me at the lead, it's Jon Ludden.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
Yeah, you said what?
Oh.
Yeah, John's looking very strong. His times are amazing. He's done 808s, 809s, and 810 for his lap times. Just amazingly consistent and faster than everybody on the track.
Yeah, your timing and scoring will be up to date because you've been online watching this while I've been messing around with networking problems. And so I'll rely on you for up-to-date timing information.
Yeah, it looks like Brad's in second, 26 seconds behind. And of course, we're on lap 9. It took a long time to figure out the network difficulties. But yeah, 26-second lead for Jon. Although he's not cruising, he's still flying around the track. Adamson is a minute and 5 seconds behind in third place. Kirkbride is a minute 15 behind. He's been flying. He did an 8:10.8 a couple laps ago.
Really? I was watching Kevin in practice, and he had that big Bentley just flying, using all the track, smooth. And he turned in some top times in practice. Doesn't surprise me that he's up there running the top 5.
Yeah. One driver you see in 14th is Moses. He had a few spins in a row. He was running around in, I believe, 5th place, 4th or 5th for the first few laps, and then actually 3rd maybe, and then dropped pretty significantly. He's had to make an extra pit stop at least.
Ooh, we're watching Chris Moses at the moment here, and he's pushing hard as ever. Got a couple wheels on the grass there, lost some time, but he's still on track and still pedal down.
So I should go over the championship outlook here.
Yes.
Coming into this race, Ronnie Suarez was leading, but he did not make the race. He had a 5-point lead over Jon Ludden. Ludden's got 142 points. Chris Moses is second, 134. He's 8 back, but he's running 14th place. And then you have Aaron Parsons with 131 and David Poole with 130. So they're 11 and 12 points back. And then the the championship, the team championship, 05 Motorsport, which is David and Andrew, they are currently running 6th and 8th. They're leading Gotta Go By, which is Al and Aaron, by 18 points. And as it stands, Al and Aaron are only going to gain like 2 or 3 points on them. So David and Andrew are really in the driver's seat there for the team championship.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out here to Andrew Adamson here. He's one of our newer drivers kind of thing, and he's currently on a podium drive here in third place ahead of his teammate Kevin. So looking good.
Yeah, he has been very consistent. He's put in a ton of laps. Should welcome our new driver, David Maros, in his first race ever with us. He's driving the Corvette.
Yeah, welcome, David. Always good to see new talent show up here. Hope you're having fun. So I see Al Merrimont and Aaron Parsons running teammates in Porsche 911s running 5th and 6th. Just dropped
Warner just went into the pit, and he's put it on 5 and 10. I wonder if he's going to go to 15 and then throw on softs for the last lap.
So, who shows us fastest lap of the race so far, John?
Oh, that's Ludden with an 8:08.4. Second fastest is Brad with a 8:10.9, and then Kirkbride with a 8:10.9 as well.
Looking closely here at Salem Montgomery Jr.'s Viper, and looking a little bit worse for wear here. The hood's fluttering, and he's got driver's side damage. He's got some nose damage. Passenger side doesn't look too bad. But yeah, he's had some contact with some other physical element, be it car or scenery.
Yeah, Aaron had a couple of offs earlier in the race too. Kind of surprised to see that. His car was all beat up, but he's got it repaired.
Yeah, we're looking at Aaron's car up close here. Back end's kind of scratched, but unlike last week, his rear wing seems to be firmly attached.
It looks like he did two. He had to make pit stops on lap 5 and 6. Actually, 5 and 7, and he had a bad lap in between. If I'm seeing this correctly, his teammate Al stopped on lap 7. He made his first pit stop on lap 7.
Yeah, Al's car looks...
He must be really saving fuel.
Yeah, Al's car looks very pristine at the moment, so he's had a clean race so far. Let's see if we can see who else may have had some... because it looks like Aaron Parsons, as you say, had pitted to repair damage, and looks like it doesn't repair all the cosmetic damage, but fixes the major stuff that would slow him down. Looking at John McIntyre here in that intimidating looking Nissan, looking pretty good here.
Yeah, John was he was having some battles there with Schubeck and Montgomery and Warner earlier in the race.
Yeah, he's currently 11th behind Schubeck. Looking at Chris Moses right now in the Mercedes, and looks like he's managed to avoid bending things with his problems earlier on. Looking at Cobus DeBailey. Looks like I see some scrapes, but no dents. So maybe just a fresh paint job, and he'll be good to go.
Oh, Moses just took it off.
Nope.
Mowing the grass.
A little agricultural racing there. Yeah, we caught the tail end of that, and all four wheels off, coming back on. Oh, we all have our down races and that we'd love to forget.
Oh yeah, I've had more than my share.
As have I. Looking at Dan Thorpe's Lamborghini, looking really good. So he's keeping his nose clean. Bjorn Heyman behind him. Looks like Bjorn's got a little bit of the scenery on his car.
Yeah, Bjorn had a rough start. He started, I believe, in 5th place. He had a great finish last week in the practice race to finish 4th. So he started here in 5th, but he had some sort of problem on the first lap. Went to the back of the pack.
And now we're looking at Omar Gomez's Nissan. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. For as brutal as the green hell can be for both driver and machine, it's an accomplishment just to get through this race with a car intact.
Yeah, always feels good to drive around this track without tapping a wall.
Yeah, and our new guy, Mr. Marcos. I don't see his first name shown, but he's just now leaving the pit. David, okay. David's just leaving the pits and saw a car coming down for the first turn and slowed down and gave way. So he's doing his best to not impact the faster drivers. And looking closely, it looks like he's got grass in the splitter. So David's had an eventful evening.
Yeah, it happens. Especially he's carrying 40 kilos of ballast too for his first race.
Yeah, I didn't know we could see grass in the grill.
Well, if we can, then Moses is probably packed full.
Hang in there, David. John, what do you show for race time?
85 minutes. Lap 11.
Okay, yeah. Mine's not accurate because I joined in the middle of the action. So I am attempting to ignore my stats and just simply enjoy the beauty of the German forest and the excitement of these beautiful GT cars screaming around here at the limit. So, who do you show is the closest race on track at the moment?
Probably Poole to Aaron's about 3 seconds. Looks like
Yes,
Andrew
indeed.
Adamson just turned in an 8:11.9. It was his fastest lap by a couple of seconds.
Yeah, we can see Aaron Parsons and David Poole in the same shot here. So this could get interesting. Is it enough? How much time do you think we have left, John?
We've got 5.5 laps. So a lot of time.
Yeah.
45 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'd say David Poole's can see Aaron up ahead, and he's judging from the tire smoke. He's pushing hard.
Kevin Kirkbride turned in a 8:10.3, his fastest lap of the race this past lap.
Yeah, we're on board here with David Poole. Just on the longer stretches, he gets a view of his quarry, Aaron Parsons, ahead. Looks like Aaron actually may be stretching it out. So what do you see generally for pit stops up to this point? I mean, people made 2 stops, and do we expect a third?
Oh yeah, I think everybody's going to have to 3-stop it. Yeah, no doubt. I'm showing Aaron has made 2 stops, oddly enough, on lap 5 and lap 7. But he had to fix some damage on that second pit stop.
And Poole, how many has he made?
Poole has just made his second stop. He pitted on 6 and 10.
Yeah, Poole's got it down to just over 2 seconds now, so maybe his pressure tires are enabling him to close the gap.
Yeah, he's a little bit quicker than Aaron the last few laps.
They were looking back
Aaron's
over
doing 8:21, and Poole's about 8:17.
They're looking back over the rear wing from Aaron Parsons, getting that glimpse of his pursuer. And of course, now we're in one of the fastest twisty sections of the track, so the distance is going to spread out. We'll see it close up here when he gets into the twisties.
We've still got 3 guys alive in the that are tied for the competition index with the most laps, and they are Aaron, Chris Moses, and Jon Ludden. They've all completed every lap so far this season.
Well, which reminds me, if I haven't before, I'd like to congratulate Jon Ludden on his Competition Index Award for the Monday Night Lotus 72D Series. Good job, Jon.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. I think I shocked the world with that one.
Well, it was pretty obvious through this season you were having more fun and going faster, and I think the results show.
Yeah, definitely. I had more fun this season than I probably ever have racing here. It was just a blast. Those cars are nuts.
And for those considering joining the North American Grand Prix, next season the Monday Formula Series, I guess you could call it. We've been running Formula cars, graduating from the bigger and faster cars every season, and we'll be moving from the Lotus 72D to the Ferrari 312 circa 1975. Oh, Aaron
is off hard.
Yes, he's back on. I just saw that. We were watching Dave. Looks like Aaron's going wide, being cautious. He's not sure how much damage he may have, and gives David room to go by.
It's a tough corner. I always misjudge that one. Right at the end of the lap, the last time you're braking basically before the big straightaway, and in that little before that little carousel too. It's just a tricky corner.
Yeah, and Aaron just a little too
caught the curb on the left.
Yeah, a little too far back to get much, if any, aero advantage coming down the straight here, although he does appear to be closing.
It's kind of shocking. He took a hard hit against the wall, so he's definitely got some aero damage.
Whoa. Yep, he was a little too late there on the brakes. Took a little more grass.
Did a good job to keep out of David.
And he's in the pits. So I think he was basically struggling on worn tires there at that particular point in time. So happens to all of us, especially when you've got a hot pursuer.
Yeah. I just noticed Ludden just set the fastest lap of the race with an 8:08.05. So he's not cruising. He's got a 30-second lead.
And Parsons is away. Salem Montgomery is just entered the pits. Andrew Warner has just come to a stop in front of Salem Montgomery. You see Andrew Warner made short work of his pit stop. He came in later than Montgomery and left before him. Of course, that we see Thomas Schubeck approaching as Montgomery gets to the first turn. And manages to keep Schubeck behind him.
For now. Looks like Schubeck pitted about 2 laps ago. He's going to be quite a bit lighter on fuel and warm tires.
Yeah, it doesn't appear at this time that Schubeck's going to make an issue of it. And checking out the other driver in a Viper, our second place runner, Brad Mary's at the moment. Looking kind of lonely. Nobody in sight ahead, nobody in sight behind.
Yeah, it looks like Kirkbride and Adamson might have a little tussle here in a couple of laps. The gap is about 7 seconds, but Kirkbride's doing a couple seconds a lap faster.
And David Poole in 6th after Aaron Parsons' little off is now got his teammate Al Merriman some 4 seconds ahead, and appears that he may be closing, certainly within shot. At 4 seconds you can see the car ahead here on the long straights.
Looks like Al is going to be able to two-stop this race.
Are the Porsches that much better on fuel?
Well, it looks to me like he put it on lap 7, which is more than enough to two-stop. But I mean, a lot of guys put it on 4.
Yeah, the gap is now coming down to 3 seconds. So I think Poole has definitely got some pace on Merriman. Of course, at this point in a race of this length, too, you know, fatigue can easily become a factor. You know, concentration is more difficult to maintain. The harder you've been working, the more you've kind of used up. So it's going to be interesting to see. And certainly, if you're not under pressure, it isn't as big a factor. But man, when you're going 10 tenths and you're trying to pull that gap down to somebody ahead, or if you're ahead, watching that gap come to you, there's a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting at this point there you can see a lot of rubber from the left front wheel on the entrance to the carousel. That left front just kind of drops away, doesn't offer you much turning grip as you enter.
That's kind of a crazy corner, isn't it?
Yeah, what were they thinking anyway? I mean, it's like, should we race in a fishbowl here, or what? And rough concrete at that.
Not sure.
I mean, no modern racetracks have anything like that I'm aware of. And there's 2 of them here at Nordschleife. Or Nordschleife, as some would say. But
Aaron caught some grass. He's got it back going. just mowed a little bit of the lawn.
We'll leave it to the groundskeepers there, Aaron. Well, Thomas Schubeck is maintaining about a little over 3 second gap to Salem Montgomery, so there's a very similar pace there after Montgomery had pitted and came out ahead of him.
Adamson and Kirkbride just came out of the pits.
So both Bentleys pitted together, I take it?
Well, yeah, Kirkbride's in a Bentley and Adamson's in that BMW.
Oh, right.
But the gap's down to about 3 seconds.
Yep, we've got Adamson and Kirkbride in the same shot here. So we've got several challenges here going on in the closing laps of the race. Here we're on board here with Kirkbride from his in his Bentley with its wrong side driving position. The bright yellow BMW.
I just find that odd.
BMW just up the road there, just like, and it looks from timing, he's just very gradually pulling that gap down. Anyway, sorry, John, what?
No, I was just going to say it's a bit odd the first time you drive a right-hand drive car in a sim, or I guess if you're from a country that drives on the left side. It's an odd feeling. I actually forced myself to choose a car once that was wrong side drive, just so I could, get used to it, and in the future, if I had to drive one to a lead, I'd be ready. But it was tough in the beginning.
Yeah, I found myself in a wrong side drive car, but it wasn't by choice. And I just persevered and found it was not the problem I thought it was going to be. It's amazingly easy to adapt your judgment in distances left to right on the on your marks on the track, and yeah, it feels very odd when you first jump in it, but it's I've never found it to be a problem to the point where I wished I hadn't.
No, I used to drive that they called it around here the clown car, but it was the Morgan in GTR2 when we used to do the Pillsbury servers all the time. I used to love driving that. I picked the ugliest one I could find, which was a SpongeBob paint job, and I drove that all the time.
Yeah, you couldn't hurt the looks of that car.
Nope.
Well, it's looking like Kirkbride's got the gap down to 2 seconds now, so I think we got a race on our hands. I'm very impressed with Kirkbride's. It looks like he's smooth and in control here, not dropping wheels off, not locking up the tires and smoking them under the brakes.
Alright, now I know my scoring is... something's odd. I know I saw these guys come out of the pits on the last lap. And it's not looking like that in my scoring. So, I've got Al's only stopped... Oh, Al stopped on lap 12. So he has stopped at least twice. I think he's actually stopped 3 times.
Yeah, there have been some issues with associated with the timing system that otherwise has worked very well when it comes to recording pit stops. And I know one of our league members, who's the developer of the broadcast app, has worked tirelessly to get it to the point where it is now, and it's a great tool helping us keep track of all the action here. And the only thing I'm aware of is that occasionally cars will not register their pit stop, but the gaps and the sector times and the driver positions is on my end has been very good. Well, we're seeing.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Yeah, Kevin's got this. Oh, now I'm seeing he's still 2 seconds back, right at 2 seconds. So maybe Andrew's picked up the speed here.
Yeah, that's a pretty big car to have in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, now about a second and a half back.
Ludden,
Go ahead.
looks like Ludden just pitted. And he is starting lap 14, so 3 laps to go. And Brad has pitted. Oh, actually, he pitted last lap.
Whoa. Whoa, big off here for David Poole. And he's got it underway. Doesn't look like. I just caught this. I was watching Al Merman in the rear view with David Poole in the distance, and I saw a car spinning. Oh, David's in the wall again. I think he's got some severe damage. He's off the track to let somebody by.
Are hurting.
No, he's got
one thing with these cars. It's tough. Once you go off, and you've been off for a while, it's very hard to get all that dirt off the tires.
Well, he's staying.
And to cool them off.
He's staying in the grass. I think he's got a damaged car.
Oh yeah, his suspension must be damaged.
Man, that is really sad, considering the amount of effort and the fact that he's completed this many laps in a top 5 position. I guess he was running.
Oh, Aaron just squeaked by.
Yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, David Poole is going to be slipping down the order here. He's crawling down the straightaway.
Wow. So that puts Al and Aaron 5th and 6th. So that's 26 points for their team. And currently Warner's in 9th with 8 points. Poole is 7th with 10, 18. So they're losing 8 points to Gotta Go By, and they've got an 18-point lead. So, well, I mean, it's depending on how long it takes damage to get fixed.
Yeah, he's got 30 seconds.
This just tightened up the race. That tightened up the championship.
Yeah, David Poole's got like over 30 seconds here to pit get repaired, get out, not lose another place to Salem Montgomery.
Well, this is a good test to see how fast the damage is repaired in this league. I think it's pretty quick.
I know it's not on the Lotuses, but then when you got wheels hanging out there without fenders, things are vulnerable. Well, David pulls away. And Salem Montgomery's already gone by. Ooh, and Andrew Warner also just is now coming into the pits.
Well, David's car looks like it's been repaired.
It does.
So that actually wasn't that devastating. He lost 2 spots. So that they still have a pretty good lead in the championship.
And what, David's about 8 seconds behind Montgomery at the moment. So still a lot of racing to go yet. Anything can happen. Ooh, back up to the Kirkbride-Adamson duel. It looks like Kirkbride has still gradually been able to reel him in. It's right at 1 second right now. This is some amazingly consistent pace for these guys running up here in the front.
Yeah. Top 4 guys are running just outstanding time.
Yep. In any situation, particularly these long and very tricky races with as many turns per lap as the Nordschleife has, it's as much or more about minimizing the little mistakes that keep hurting your pace as it is your outright optimum pace. So just, especially in the later stages of the race, just keeping it where you want it, catching your marks, not making mistakes, being patient, and looks like it's really paying off for Kirkbride at this time. He is now, drops a wheel off as I speak. He's right up behind Adamson. So I know what he's thinking. At this point, he wants to be.
This is a tough place to pass.
Yeah, the passes can be done, but he wants to be able to get himself in a position coming onto the straight. That's the place where you want to make the pass.
Yeah, that Bentley should really shine on that long straight.
Ooh, Adamson gets a much better launch out of that second carousel in the BMW than Kirkbride did. That could hurt him. He's now dropped back, so unless he can get that gap back down, he may not have the drafting opportunity that I suspect he was anticipating when they get to the straightaway.
Yeah, he kind of mucked up the carousel there.
And the problem is too, when you get up close to a guy there, particularly a car as big as the Beamer, you can miss those marks that are critical in getting that car turned into a turn like the carousel, just because you're used to being able to look farther ahead than you can when you're following that close.
Looks like he's hanging in there. He should
No, he's looking
be
fine.
able to hang on to that draft.
And as long as that straightaway is, you don't have to be solid in the draft. You can be just close enough to where it will just start to pull your car up to the back of the other car and put you in a position to make the move. Whoa. Yeah, Kirkbright's pushing hard here. And here they come up the last 2 turns before the straightaway. This is key. And it's clean, and he's right there. And Adamson stays cleanly to the left. Plenty of room, long way to go to the kink. Not a problem. Except that now Adamson has a good draft.
May have drafted him too early.
They're side by side here where they don't want to be. Oh no! Adamson takes it off.
Into the wall hard. Somehow stays ahead.
What?
But he's got.
Oh, they're both headed to the
they're
pits.
both going to pit.
How the hell did Adamson stay ahead there? Kirkbride must have just jumped on the binders and said, no way I'm going to get caught there, because you can get slammed by a guy who's coming back or bouncing off the wall. It's so close.
Strange. They pitted 2 laps ago.
Okay, Kirkbride's away. Adamson's ahead. Still sitting still. So Adamson's probably lost some time getting some minor repairs done.
I suspect it's going to be a battle the rest of the race.
I think they could be.
These guys are.
They can count their blessings that they both survived that.
Yeah.
Now it's a game of who's best on cold tires. Oh wait. I think we have tire warmers in the series, correct?
Yeah, I think we do.
So now Andrew has the opportunity to be the chaser rather than the chasee. Looking through the running order here, I think this is at this. And Adamson gets
a big hit.
Yeah, gets a bit of the wall there. Kind of got that. The car gets light right there, and the front end wouldn't turn. Just gonna say this at this point in time, this is the only close battle that I see in the running order.
Yeah, that's the closest one I see, or the only close one I can see too. Looks like David can just about see Salem ahead of him too.
Yeah, I'm seeing just under 4-second gap there.
Yeah, Montgomery's doing 24s and David's doing, he did a 16 the last lap.
Yeah, riding here with David Poole, and yeah, when you get to the straightaway, it's there she blows ahead. Yeah, we see Montgomery got a little tire smoke under braking, so you know he's pushing. And Pole's on considerably fresher tires at this point. Yeah, David's McLaren looks like it just goes exactly where he wants it, so that's got to be a good feeling when you know you have an opportunity to gain a position here before the end of the race.
Yeah, he was really struggling with that car last week and in the week leading up to this event.
Yeah, I'm sure he's worked on it a bit and found some improvement. But for some misfortune, it has been working good for him. Just watching his steering inputs here, you know, it looks like it's the car's working really good. Just got the message, leader has started the final lap.
He's still flying, 8:10.2 that last lap.
Yeah, I'd say almost 40 seconds is a comfortable lead. He could stop and mow the lawn a few times and probably still bring it home. So that means we're all, you know, everybody's headed toward their last lap. So it's getting down to crunch time here for those that have an opportunity to gain a position. Salem's kicking up some dirt here as David pursues him.
Yeah, and they've got a car ahead of them too, a lap car.
Well, that always makes things interesting. Oh yeah, we can just see another car off in the distance here, so they'll be probably up on them on that other car before they get to the straightaway. So we are definitely mid-lap here, so we got a lot of twisties ahead. Yeah, if any of our viewers out there are particularly interested in any other drivers or any views, just let us know there. But right now, this action is getting pretty intense between Salem Montgomery Jr. and David Poole. David, after having had some problems trying to play catch-up, and two more different kinds of of
Viper got some serious air.
Yeah, he's definitely straightening it out, throwing some dirt in David's face here. And second, whoa! Yeah, you could say Montgomery is giving it all it's got. Last 2 turns for the straightaway here, and Poole is right up on his bumper. So that McLaren definitely is turning much better than that Viper. Biggest problem, I think. Yeah, he's going to be.
He's not
going to do it. He's going to wait.
I remember last week there was a big wreck involving Salem at the end of this straightaway.
Oh.
Hopefully he doesn't repeat that.
I don't think the McLaren has the legs to get by the Viper. David pulled alongside, and the Viper continued to stay ahead. Yeah, I was wondering, because the Viper usually is one of those top-end monsters. So if Poole's going to get this pass made, he's going to have to do it the hard way.
He was 7 seconds quicker than Salem on that last lap.
Woo, that was close. Last lap, so David Poole's in a difficult situation here where he's going to have to find a way to get the job done. Yeah, Poole caught a lot of curb there, kind of thing. It's like at the moment he's lost some ground. That was a little more curb there than he wanted. Seems to be off the pace at the moment for some strange reason. The lap car of David Marcos has now come back up to him.
A little strange.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if maybe he may think he's short fueled.
It could be.
And as they currently stand, the 05 Motorsport, David and Andrew are in the lead for the championship, and it's a pretty safe lead.
You think maybe David Poole has just simply decided the challenge isn't worth it at this point? If he could get it done easily, he'd do it, but otherwise it's about securing a team championship.
Yeah, it could be. There's no point in actually risking anything at this point.
But I mean, that
his teammate's the car behind him is his teammate too, so, or not immediately behind him, but the next car that he would be racing is his teammate.
Yeah, but even if you were...
if I were David,
yeah.
I would try to get away from this lap car just because...
Well, I was going to say the same thing, and I'm wondering why...
It is Maros. Yeah, it's Maros' first race with us. I would not want to be near a guy in his first race. I mean, no offense, but if you don't know the guy, then...
Right. And he's... You know. He is not pulling away from him. I'm just puzzled at the rate of the gap opening up between Montgomery and Poole. That would not be necessary if Poole had decided to preserve a team championship by not challenging.
Yeah, I think maybe the boss came down and said you're gonna have to slow down. Don't fight. No reason to fight. The only thing that can happen is you could gain one or 2 points or lose all of them.
Yeah, but to the tune of what? 12 seconds? Within a half a lap?
Yeah, maybe he's low on fuel and worried about that.
Yeah.
And Jon Ludden has actually finished the race. Way to go.
Oh, sorry, folks.
Awesome race.
We missed that. Okay, second place. We're so fascinated with the David Poole mystery here. Brad Mary's coming in the last couple of turns in a solid second place in the other Viper. And behind him, Kevin Kirkbride in the Bentley. Just past the lapped car.
He's about 30 seconds ahead of Adamson now.
Yeah, that was a close battle, but once Kirkbride got by, yeah, it seemed to be a done deal.
And Poole's let that Corvette go. I think maybe he's setting up a side-by-side championship finish.
Oh, you think?
With his teammate.
You think?
Yep, they're running nose to tail now.
Well, then we better make sure we'll
picture time.
Yeah, make sure we get this on the broadcast recording, or we'll never hear the end of it.
There comes Kirkbride. Nice job. I believe that's his first podium in a GP. Way to go.
That was a fine drive. From practice all the way through the race. Well done. Adamson come down the straightaway, headed toward his fourth place. Al Merriman not far behind.
Nice finish for Adamson too.
Yeah, hard-fought race, kept it clean, didn't die.
I expect to see some good things out of him next season too. He really came on strong, joining late.
And Al Merriman right close behind for fifth. His teammate Aaron Parsons currently on the middle of the long straightaway, headed home. Looks like we only got...
Congratulations are in order. John wins the championship, the Drivers' Championship.
Way to go there, John. Nice drive. Aaron Parson in the last couple of turns here. Heads to the line. Finishing in sixth place tonight. And noticing...
And Aaron's going to take home... He's going to take home the competition index for the highest points finisher. He traveled the most laps. There was a three-way tie, but since Ludden won the championship, it is Parsons. He finishes ahead of Moses in points, so he takes the trophy. Yeah, assuming that Werner and Poole finish the race.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I'm noticing 7 of our 14 remaining drivers, I guess it's 15 remaining drivers, only 7 are currently on the lead lap. Salem Montgomery coming out of the last turn, headed to the line, bringing it home 7th.
And Poole dropped off some more.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
sure what he's doing.
So much for that theory. Andrew Warner is now in 8th place.
With a broken windshield.
You're right. Andrew Warner brings it in 8th. David Poole headed to the line in 9th. So much for the team photo finish. And we have Thomas Schubeck currently in 10th. Coming down the straightaway. And not too far behind is Sean McIntyre, but really not close enough to challenge, I don't think, with only a few turns left to go. Schubeck out of the
not bad for Schubeck.
Yeah, Schubeck out of the last turn, head to the line, bringing it home 10th.
He beats his teammate handily tonight.
And behind him, John McIntyre in the Nissan, bring it home 11th.
And we're joined by Jon Ludden. Congratulations, man. Excellent.
Good job, John.
Thanks a lot.
So, what was the most exciting part of your race tonight?
Just really trying to stay focused. A couple times I lose my focus and lock it up a little or something like that. That's about it.
Did you ever have a wheel off
you're
at all?
Really flying up.
No, I didn't put any wheels off, but I did come around the corner to see a Corvette sideways in the track, and I guess that was pretty scary there for a second, but he was like well off to the right, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, that was, I think the word stellar comes to mind. Performance tonight here. You've been quick all week in practice, last week's qualifying race, and you've maintained the form of that has got you to the championship. It's well deserved, and congrats.
Thank you.
We're watching some of the last few cars coming to the line here, and but yeah, there was some bent metal out there tonight, and some hard fought positions, and some mysteries as to change in pace and finishing orders here that we'll have to wait for the rumor mill to sort out afterwards.
Well, keeping it on track here is the key. Of course, everybody knows. But the thing was, it was just so hard to relax. My shoulders were tense. I just really couldn't relax and do the pace that I was doing in practice. But and I guess everybody probably went through the same kind of thing, worrying about going off and hitting the wall into the race.
Yeah, your times didn't really seem to show that you were relaxed very much, though. I mean, you're doing 808s at the beginning, got a huge gap, and then 810s, towards the end, which is just unbelievable.
Yes, and as we speak, we see Chris Moses finish his race. I'm sure a little frustrated with a fierce slide across the finish line. So, yep, for some it didn't go so well, John, but it's being able to prepare for these races at this level of competition and maintain a high finishing order week after week is certainly some of us have been working hard to do, kind of thing. So it's good to see you you pull it off this time, and it's well earned.
Yeah, I get plenty of practice.
Yeah, we saw that. Great job. Congratulations, and we'll see you next season. I'm sure you'll be up in the front again.
Yeah, thanks guys for doing the broadcast, and thanks to Al and all those other guys for putting this show on. It's great to race here. I love it.
Well, there you have it, guys. The last race of the season. Jon Ludden, our champion, and We're going to be taking a break here before the start of the next season at North American Grand Prix, and we'll be driving a different car for the Monday night series, and there will be all different drivers in these GT cars for next season. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So, any final words, John?
Just thanks for doing the broadcast. Sorry we had problems today, but glad we could make it for the rest of the race. So we'll be back next season with surely going to be another tight finish, and we hope all of you that have watched this season join us again.
Yeah, apologies again to our viewers for the technical difficulties. I will say it was a hardware failure that required some network reconfiguration to get back on air. So we brought you what we could tonight, and looking for better things next season. So with that being said, thanks for viewing, and see you all soon.
Take